Okay, we're watching Salty, who is playing Winston. This is Dorado Platinum 5 on PC. I managed to make to Plat at the end of last season. My overall goal for Season 7 is to stay there. I took normal end of season break and then started back up with games a couple days ago. I haven't been doing too bad. I'm about a 50-50 win rate currently. This was an interesting match and felt fairly even for the most part. We just got stopped up right at the end. I started this game as Winston, spent most of the matches him, but swapped to Ryan at the last point both rounds. I've been a fan of Winston since Overwatch 1, but I've been putting off actually putting time into him, but now that my skills are starting to improve overall, I feel more comfortable starting to learn him. First off, I know my jump tech isn't great, missed a couple leaps that I really shouldn't have. Also, my primals aren't great, and I wasted one near the end, but I know that takes practice. Any advice is appreciated. Okay, so it's kind of my end of my evening, so I'm going to do a very quick one. I'm only going to cover the first 2 points of this game, so I'm not going to cover your Ryan play at all. I'm not going to cover your Winston attack phase either. But I think that your core Winston play issues are kind of central to the whole game is my guess. So I think talking through only the first few minutes will still be very helpful to you. So first, let's talk about Dorado defense. So this is a pretty common situation when you're playing dive defense, where you set up on red building, and then you're going to drop onto the team and apply some pressure, and you jump back up, and you repeat over and over again. You have an Ana heal you. I think this is a reasonable setup at the beginning, right? You're playing Tracer, you're playing Winston here, right? You got a Soldier. I think this is all perfectly fine. So you need a Whittle shot. Okay, I wouldn't keep challenging that. It's not really worth it. So let's think about this, okay? Really important is think, what is the opposing lineup and how does that change how I play? So there's a Ryan here. Okay, great. So the Ryan pretty much can't do anything to me until I get on the ground. And when he's on the ground, I need to make sure, one, I try to stay out of swing range because the swings and fire strikes go through bubbles. Number two, that I don't get charged, because if he charges me in towards the spawn or something, then I could die here, and dying here is disastrous. Because as a macro level thinking, I don't want to take any fight here that will potentially result in me or a teammate dying. I'm going to make that super clear. Do not take any fights here that would jeopardize your ability to hold the fight, to take the fight here. Because Dorado, first point, is typically a one-fight point. As in, when you lose one fight, usually you don't get a second real fight. People might trickle in, but the chance of you winning the next fight is 20%, right? If you have to trickle in and fight here, there's almost no way you win typically. So if I lose a fight here, if I die, because it takes so long to come back, by the time I return, the cart will already be somewhere around here, and then I'm forced to fight into a really bad situation. So if I have only one fight, that's very common in a lot of other maps too, by the way. Blizzard World's a really good example. If I'm only going to get one fight here, I want it to be the best fight that I can. The best fight that you're going to get for almost all hero lineups is to fight here at the choke, right? It's really, really hard for the offense to break through this, especially if they don't have high ground control. If they don't have high ground control, they almost never push through this without ultimates. So that's my perspective is, look, I really want to make sure that we fight here, but if I can do anything to slow them down out here, build ultimate, I'm willing to do that. But do not die out here, and do not bait anyone else on your team into dying either. That's super important, okay? You can do whatever you want out here as long as nobody dies. If I think, hey, this is getting kind of sketchy, this is kind of dangerous, just go back and play choke. So, now that we covered the macro thing, on a micro scale, what do I want to do right now? Widow's still in window. Ryan's down here. They have the Mei, they have a Niliari, and they have an Ana. So dropping here is actually surprisingly dangerous. Widow can burst me and suddenly do 300 something damage. Then the Mei can wall me off. And while technically I can jump out of it, if I'm not expecting it. So for example, if I'm fighting right here and I'm planning to jump this way, if she blocks me at the wall, I might land inside and I could die, right? Or if she just walls me and I jump up, the jump takes so long to come back down that I can get shot out of the air. So the Mei is a very potential danger to preventing you from escaping the way you would expect. The Ana can sleep and nade you, okay? The Yari can also railgun you in the face, so you can also get charged and pinned. This is not such an easy lineup to bully. Does that mean you shouldn't drop? No, but it means I need to be careful here, right? I definitely need to be careful. Now, what does careful mean? Careful means I don't want to take fights here. I want to take fights here. What's the difference? Here, I have LoS to my team. I can get healed by my Ana, I can get gripped out by my Life Weaver. Even if, I get walled here, if I jump straight up, my Life Weaver grips me back in, great, I'm good. That's the difference between fighting here and fighting here. If they had a different lineup, let's say they had Widow, Genji, Zenyatta, Life Weaver, I'm dropping in that all day. I'm not worried about it at all. But against this lineup, definitely dangerous, right? I do need to respect this, so I don't want to be too aggressive here. I need to give some space let them push forward, and then I can start doing something. Especially if the Rhine leaves the cart, then I'm really golden. So yeah, you gotta heal, get healed right now. Get healed. All right, good patience. So now you drop. As I mentioned, this not so great to come in because this is actually somewhat dangerous for you. So it would be okay to just like right-click zap people here, right, and just keep poking at them, especially somebody like the Iliari, right, or like kill the pylon first, for example, and then go in. But right now, this is a bad timing. You see how there's 3 people attacking you and there's a pylon? Now you bubble off the pylon, but there's still 3 people here, right, potentially going to get you, right? Ryan's attacking you, fine, you jump out, okay. It ends up being okay, but the enemy team is going to clock the fact that you just tried to do that. You're going to lose soldier here. Nothing you can really do about Widow getting a kill. Like, this is kind of is what it is. Your soldier's being silly. Yeah, and it's not all you can do about that. So, now that I lost a soldier, I would strongly consider rotating back and just playing choke. Because the soldier will be back in time if I play choke. But if I die here in the next few seconds, then the soldier's going to come back and it's not going to be a tank, and then we're going to lose. So I'd strongly consider rotating back. Is it okay to stay here? It is, but I'm extra safe because now I don't know, I'm down 1 teammate, so it's even more likely that something is going to go, you know, haywire here, and we're not going to have that fight at choke, which is my real priority here, is to have that fight at choke. So you're chilling. I'm not getting healed right now, which makes me nervous, which means I want to chill for a second and get healing before I do anything. See? So wait until you get it, because if I'm not getting healed, something is going wrong here, like in my backline. So now in this case, it's just shooting, but like I'm waiting to get that heal, that 1 more dart, then I go. So, 1, 2, 3, 4 people all here. So, the problem is your team can't really do anything right now, right? There's a Ryan in the front with a shield and full health, and then the Yari here is basically back around the corner. So, not great value. I think you want your team to step forward just a little bit more. Again, another really high arcing jump, which is dangerous. You walk back in. This is super dangerous, going for the Ryan, who's purple. I know it looks like he'll die, but he's not. Like, he's clearly half health. He has shield up, so you're the only one who can damage him right now. And 2 supports are here. And even if he dies right now, his spawn's right there. So don't risk yourself in exchange for trading for the Rhine, because he has short spawn, you have long spawn. Not a good idea. Don't do this. So I don't think it was a good idea to jump back down. I think you easily can get slept and killed here, right? Yeah, you could have slept right now. Like, yeah, you jump, but if you sleep here, like, if you get slept here, you're dead. You're not getting out in time because you get charged and killed. So yeah, very, very dangerous to do what you did. All right, without bubble. With bubble, you could have done it. Without bubble, it's a bad idea. Yeah, wait for a second, get healing, that's fine. Yeah, Ryan's there. So I want to get more distance out here. So as a micro thing, I want to be able to zap multiple targets. So I want to drop, if you're saving jump to get out, which is perfectly fine, I want to jump and I want to spacebar jump, not leap, not use your ability. I want to get off the roof and I want to walk over to here while zapping both supports at once. So you see, here, it's actually kind of lucky that the Iliari walks into it, because I think at higher ranks, the Iliari walks forwards. You see how you're only zapping the Ana right now? There's no reason for the Iliari to walk backwards into this. She should have walked forwards, because forwards is safe. But that's what I'm saying, is if you go to the right, there's nowhere the Iliari can go that you won't be zapping both of them. That's my note here. But you see, now you lose track, because now you're not zapping 2 of them again, and now you're only zapping 1. So, if you did this correctly, you would be here, zap, 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 zap. Okay, Iliari goes, okay, now I flip it this way. But Ryan's going to charge in. Remember, priority here is survival. Survive, 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 right? Do not die here. Ryan's charging, I immediately jump out. Immediately jump out. Immediately jump out. And now you're in huge trouble and you're going to die. This is disastrous. This completely costs you the first point. Or really should. But their team doesn't walk. This is a pretty common issue with lower ranks, is you see how there's 4 people on the cart? They should have 1 person on the cart and 4 people should be standing right here, preventing your team from engaging. This is why at higher ranks, you only get one real fight here if that happens. So you're going right now, this is a terrible jump. So first of all, let's think about the timing. Okay, is this the right time to go? Because your team's not really fully set up yet, and I don't need to touch right now. I can let the cart go a little bit forwards before having to engage here. That's number 1. Number 2, I think, who am I actually engaging on right now? Am I engaging the Rhine? No, don't want to engage the Rhine. Am I engaging the Mei? No, I don't want to engage the Mei. Mei's never going to die. She can actually out-damage you as well with both left click and right click. You don't want to be going after the Mei, right? I want to be going after somebody squishy, preferably somebody who can't survive. The Oyari is a decent choice, but she's surrounded by 2 other brawly heroes. The Ana in the back is an amazing choice, though, right? As is the Widow. Both of these are good choices. The Ana is probably your best choice in the situation. Land over here, right? Use bubble. If you block the sleep here and you don't get naded, or at least just the sleep, maybe you kill her here, or at least force everyone to come back to deal with you. That's good value. Landing here, not landing on anybody, zapping people who want to come fight you, that's bad. A good example of dive heroes when you know you've done something wrong is when you dive the opposing team and instead of running away, they try to kill you. Because then you know that they're not actually afraid of you. They recognize that you've made a mistake and they're more likely to kill you than you are to kill them. This is clearly a mistake. Like, you see the second that you go in, they're all three of them are like, oh, okay. You see how even the Oyari, a support, is entering the bubble to fight you because she recognizes that you have misread the situation and they're going to burn you down and kill you here. It's actually very lucky that the Rhine just completely whiffs at you. What the heck is the Rhine doing? Right? He misses you, he gets that hit, barely gets that one. Right? Anyway, so you're going to jump up. So I think this is kind of like a panicky jump, which, you know, I can understand. You don't really want to go for the Mei. Again, she's still in block. She's still full health. This is still a problem, but force her back. Okay, fine. So think here. I want to go for people who can die, right? The Widow is an option. The Iliari is an option. But also, it's like, do I even have teammates to contest here? I don't. Right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, your Ana's still alive. I guess it's possible, right? I think you're pretty much stuck here, though. Because you can't leave the cart really at this point unless somebody else is. Tracer can maybe touch. I think you're screwed here no matter what. This is a good example of why you don't want to die in the first point. Because like now, like what are you going to do in this situation? Your Tracer does get a kill, so this is actually a reasonable situation. She kills the Rhine here. So now I want to engage. But you need health? Yep, you get health. That's fine. I think you need to go. Yep. I want to talk about jump mechanics here, but I also don't want to spend all night doing this. So just suffice to say that was not a good jump. And then you abandoned the cart. Oh man. See, this is what I mean is this is why it's really important to have a fight here in the choke, because then like goofy things like this happen. Your team easily should have won this fight right now. All you do is literally, like, you could have literally sit on a cart and done no damage, your team still would have won this fight. This is just poor game sense and awareness. It's very lucky though that the Tracer was able to kill the Rhine with Pulse. That's extremely rare. Alright, whatever. Is what it is. So we're playing for next point. So, let's think. What are we doing right now? Oh no, you're going for the Widow. So the thing is, the Widow is not really in a situation here where she's vulnerable, right? Between the Iliari, right, the Ana, like Mei just right-clicking you, potentially walling off your escape path. It's not your job to challenge the Widow when she's over here. Like, you don't need to do this. This is a very bad jump. Also, I understand this. You're going to clip the edge of the corner of the roof, which is what's going to drop you. But the second this happens, I immediately am like, okay, I'm going to put bubble down, and I'm going to stay way the hell over here until I get jumped so I can get back out, because I do not want anything bad to happen like this. So you're going to jump out. You really should be dead right now. It is insane that you're not dead. I have no idea how nobody shoots you out of the air, but you are very, very lucky to get away with that. So, you heard Whittle. You heard the heels click right there. I'll play again. I have my volume set to 12%. And in-game, this will be much louder for you. Right there, you heard the heels click. So, you would know the Whittle was right here to your left and be like, oh, cool. I'm just going to do a short jump, dive on top of her, do a ton of damage, force her down. Probably don't get the kill unless her team's not paying attention, but forcing her down is good value. Instead, what do? You're going to completely ignore her, despite the fact that she shot you too. Like, you definitely know she's there, and you jump in. So, thinking for a second as Winston, who should I engage on? Solo Widow or 4 heroes? Well, the correct answer is the Solo Widow, but instead you drop into 4 heroes. You get extremely low, and now you pop Primal. This Primal is a mess. You have literally... Okay, until that point, those are the only 2 hits you actually landed. The previous one was actually from landing. Oh boy. Okay, so your Primal is a big problem, which is pretty difficult for people who are new to Winston. It's very, very hard to do Primal. But like, you did not do any damage there. That hit marker you got was from jumping, because jumping does 5 damage on the people next to you. You did not actually hit anyone with a swipe so far. So, I think you're 0 for 2 right now. 0 for 3, 0 for 4, 0 for 5. Oh no, you hit somebody. Oh, that's lucky. That was not an intentional hit, but you get it. 0 for 5. 1 for 6, 1 for 7, 1 for 8, 1 for 9. I guess you did hit that one. You did hit that one. Okay, we'll give it to you. All right, so 2 for 9. 2 for 10. Did you get this one? You did get that one. All right, 2 for 11. Or sorry, 3 for 11. 4 for 12. 4 for 13. 4 for 14. 4 for 15. It's incredible you missed that one. And then 5 for 16. So, yeah, that's going to be a problem. I have one resource I linked will be the Primal Rage like juggling video, and also workshop code, and also an explanation of how to use the workshop code to practice. But you definitely need to practice Primal Rage. It's like impossible to climb past Diamond, which I know you're not in yet, but it's impossible to climb to even like mid Diamond without being able to Primal like reasonably consistently. No one's asking you to be like fearless, but like to kill a solo 200 health hero with no CC abilities, that you should be able to consistently do as Winston. It's just not possible to use ultimate otherwise. But again, remember, one thing we kind of lost track of here, this whole fight was bad. So what you should have done instead is, number 1, Widow's here. Okay, jump the Widow, right? Force her down and just chill up here. Then your Widow never dies, right? Then when your team has LoS, then you engage with the opposing team. But you have Nano now too, so you're wasting 2 ultimates here with this whiff. Yeah, this is pretty bad. Yeah, now you're just gonna get burned down. No reason to put bubble down there. You're already being gripped out, so you're safe. Yeah. I think right now you just chill, right? Just chill, stay on high ground, keep zapping the supports, right? Charge, zap, charge, zap, charge, zap, charge, zap, right? Eventually someone's gonna get low. They're gonna get out of range of pylon, right? And then you have the opportunity to kill once your team is ready to go. Just keep zapping. You don't use right click nearly enough. Okay, soldier visors in. Okay, fine. Do not fight the Rhine. Anyone but the Rhine, not the Rhine. There's other people here. Jump here. Go for these two, not the Rhine. Stay away from the. Oh man. All right, grip gets wasted on you again. This is no good. Yeah, forget this. Just kill the Rhine, or kill whoever's on cart. Really, not the Rhine, but. I don't think you're listening to the fact that there's somebody on point. Okay, finally you realize it. Yeah, don't C9 twice. Alright, so, when you're setting up right now, you wipe them. What do? You go all the way out here. Why? I want to figure out where they're going. What are they doing? I need to scout. You staying here, you can't see anything. So you don't see the fact that they're rotating right now. This is why you have to be playing up. There's no reason not to play up. There's no risk to you. Even if you get slept up here, you're not going to die. So you want to play up here to see what's going on. Because you want to recognize, oh, they're rotating? You want to already be here right now. And as the Rhine starts trying to rotate in, okay, I can step here. Zap, 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 right? Force out cooldowns. Force them to have to deal with me, right? Force them to take the Mega. Lots of things you can be doing right now. But once you see this setting up, you need to jump over here right away and get ready to contest. There's nothing you can do on right side. Unless somebody's alone here, which would be a mistake. Well, it's the Mei. Okay, also don't put down bubble right away. You're putting down bubbles too early. Also, you're zapping the Mei. She's invincible right now. FYI, in case you didn't know. This is not good. Oh man. Okay, so everything has gone terribly wrong here. They have control of the point. They're pushing it. You've nearly C9'd again. You're trying to do the best you can, but like most of your team is dead, so like what are you going to possibly do right now? So let's back up. What should you have done differently? First of all, jumping Mei alone is just not a good idea. Like, it is possible to kill her in some situations, but like it's generally not a good idea. But instead, you should have been like, okay, I should already be out here and be like, oh, I can hear them, I can see them, right? Zap, 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 zap. Right, start messing with them. Rhine starts engaging. The second the Rhine goes in, now I drop down. Zap, 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 zap. If I get in danger, I jump back out. Otherwise, zap, 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 zap. Put bubble here, right? Block off all the healing and support for the Rhine. Kill the 2 supports. Force them to die or at least focus each other. You know, zap, 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 zap. Like zap, 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 zap. Right, both supports dead. Great. Now I come over here, contest card if I need to. Otherwise, you know, go after the Widow, the Mei, whatever I need to do. But going right side was a mistake. Especially not going after the people who are actually vulnerable here. Again, going after Mei instead of even if you were on right side, hypothetically, let's say you're over here, right? Then there's the Mei. I'm like, okay, forget it, whatever, right? I just chill and be like, okay, we'll wait for them to commit, see what's going on. Okay, they're over here. Are they about to commit? They're gonna commit soon. I hear the Widow. Okay, she's too far away for me to do anything. I'm gonna go over here and try to kill the supports. You got options here. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Hopefully this is helpful. I really want to emphasize, again, thinking about your support LOS, thinking about where to take fights, thinking about who you should be trying to actually focus down, and of course working on your core like jump slash primal rage mechanics is really important. All right, I'm gonna stop there.